Tyson gonna react to this video. What Zenless Zone Zero does better than the competition? Now you already know how I feel about ZZZ. Let's see what they gotta say.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Bro, them pigs do get beat up.
You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I think it's safe to say at this point that of the gacha games among the big four, Zenless Zone Zero is my favorite of the bunch.
Oh, thank you. Somebody that agrees.
However, I've never really taken the opportunity to expand on why, other than the occasional backhanded comment against open world gacha games, or my enjoyment of a character or two within the ZZZ world. So today, I want to take this opportunity to express my love for this game and why that is, from its world, its gameplay, and down to its smaller aspects that help to make it a gacha game that I enjoy. The world of ZZZ, right from the start, has established itself as this almost cartoon-like fantasy world that has no problems with flipping the switch and presenting a dark narrative under the surface. A character like Bernice can exist in the game with her happy-go-lucky, intoxicating behavior, while at the same time someone like Hugo and his struggles with personal freedom and his haunting past can exist as well. It's frankly an insane world filled with the quirkiest characters you could find. Yet it's all taken seriously by its characters, and by extension, the player is able to take it all seriously as well.
See, that's why I like it, because like it mixes actual story with comedy, and most gacha games don't do that. It's literally just straight everything serious. You're just going to be sitting here doing this, and that's it. I'm like, bro, please add some fun into the game. Maybe they throw a joke here and there in the regular ones, but this one, it looks like it's jokes all the time. It's lighthearted, but when they get serious, it gets serious.
As for the characters themselves,
that's how I see the story, in my opinion.
The ZZZ team made the right call in creating each playable character as part of a major or minor faction in the game's world, paired with several other playable characters, ensuring that major story content involving a single character will in most cases include several additional characters for them to build off of one another, flesh their personalities out, and create more interesting story dynamics.
I never really thought of it like that, actually. Oh, snap. I wonder if that actually was planned on purpose.
This is further enhanced through the implementation of the Hangout system, a small collection of activities the player can partake in with a character of their choice that allows them to bond over several Hangout events to raise a relationship meter, unlocking unique scenes for said character at certain point thresholds. This allows for a more organic buildup of a relationship between the player and the character that's kept to the side as to not be shoehorned into the main story, while also at the same time not being an afterthought of a handful of voice text boxes buried away in a character archive.
Yep, a lot of games do that. They don't like, but I think Wuwa does give you the hangout thing too. I don't think Genshin does that, and I don't think Honkai does that. But I know Zenless does, and I know Wuwa, like, they have their little companion quest type stuff.
Also greatly appreciate the protagonists, Belle and Wise, for being their own characters in the.
Yes, I love that so much. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the protagonist thing they did with this one is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I know, I'm sorry I'm pausing a lot, but whatever, right? Like, literally, I love that they are their own people, and that it's like, it's Belle and Wise. It's not like the Traveler where it's just the Traveler. But you can pick either one, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because technically they're both the same character. Like, you're going to be fighting with Aether, then you're going to be going against Celine. You're going against Celine, you're going against Aether. They do the same stuff, yada, yada, yada. Or when it's like Weathering Waves, you can pick the dude or the female. You're the same person anyway. When it comes to Honkai Star World, dude or female, it's the same person anyway. But when this one, it's like Belle is Belle and Wise is Wise. Belle has her own personality. She's kind of more like goofy, fun thing, and Wise have his own personality. He's more like, to be honest, I think he's more like E-Boy, like, in my opinion, but, you know.
The world of ZZZ, bucking the trend of the silent protagonist approach that we've grown all too accustomed to in other gacha games. The last thing I want to talk about with this section is, of course, the character designs. There is a wide array of aesthetics for characters with a great level of variety thanks to ZZZ's everything in the kitchen sink approach to designs. Aside from your typical humanoid characters, there's also bipedal animals, animal-human hybrids, automatons, and even humanoid characters with physical features based on depictions of popular folklore from European
My bad, guys. We're back. Had a call.
and Asian varieties. These combinations of racial designs are given further creativity through the aforementioned factions in the game world and how they're based on common real-life occupations and personal identities.
Yeah, because isn't that made by? Isn't it like the net supposed to just be the FBI or something like that?
You've got street hustlers, construction workers, police officers,
Yep,
butlers
police
and
officers.
maid services, the military, government agents, biker gangs, famous musicians, high-class society members, temple monks, and even Redditors. This level
Reddit. Wait, she supposed to be. I gotta finish the story now. Redditors, excuse me.
of detail and care put into character designs even extends to a great number of NPCs in the game world. Many NPCs in Zenless Zone Zero are given a greater sense of identity thanks to their unique designs that help to set them apart and helps to settle the player into the fantastical setting of the game's world.
That is actually pretty like honest, because like most games, their NPCs look basically sort of the same. Maybe they have like a different shirt than like all the other ones, just so you can know this one is talkable, this one isn't, type thing. But in ZZZ, they literally look different. Like they literally be like, okay, this man's going to be working on the robots. Well, it would be funny if he had a robot hand with a hammer, and he's an old man, sort of with a beard that looks like he actually be working, right?
Need I say any more?
That one got to be a playable character. There's no way it's not.
As a game world, ZZZ's interpretation of a modern-day setting with elements of futuristic technology gives it a massive edge and identity among the medieval fantasy and science fiction settings we see an abundance of in gacha game settings, while at the same time leveraging said fantastical elements in the designs of its characters, all while treating everything like it belongs in this world. Moving on from the world of ZZZ, I've got to talk about the combat system of the game. Right off the bat, the visual and sound design of this game does a lot to carry a visual spectacle that sets it apart from the rest of the gacha games. The hard clang of metal, coupled with the close-up crooked camera angle from a defensive assist to emphasize the weight of a parry, following up with a counterattack.
I do think they do want that really good. Like when it comes to combat, is like the weight of how the combat feels. Like they made that perfectly, in my opinion. Like that is perfect, in my opinion. Like when somebody actually hits, you can feel the hit when you're playing the game. It's like when they block, you can feel the block. Like it's top notch.
The slowed down and
Like you could tell they really worked on that, and they got it perfect. By the way, what the heck is this? By the way, hold on.
sped up series of blows during a chain attack, and the sudden but cinematic wipeout screen to close out a fight. All these, and the many animations and sound effects of each agent's moveset, come together to create a combat system that can't be beat when it comes to its sights and sounds. It's not just the visuals though, as Zenless Zone Zero offers a greater degree of player flexibility and skill expression when compared to most other gacha games. ZZZ is not meant to be played with a traditional skill rotation that many competitors follow. Its combat is meant to be more situational and puts more focus on your reflexes and resource management. That's not to say you can't play in a very paint-by-numbers manner, but you limit the potential of your performance in doing so in ZZZ. As a player, your primary focus should be playing around the movesets of your opponent. Only then can you follow up with what your own team can do in response. To close out the combat section, there's also a great number of enemy variety in ZZZ, many of whom have variations of themselves to turn up the heat or spice up their moves. An enemy like the Pteroraptor must be handled differently from the Palsius, which is different from the specialized Assault Bomber, which is different from the Sacrifice Heretic Jester, which is different from Doppelganger Hugo, which is different from the many other bosses to fight in the game. Between the visual spectacle, the more lax way players can play their teams, and the enemy variety, I can say that I find Zenless Zone Zero's combat to be the most engaging and visually appealing out of the modern gacha games.
You know, I like the more time go on, I really do like see where people come from when they say this certain line that freaking that Manabi kind of, I don't even think she's wrong with the game, but like that she's super strong, because it's like you could bring her in all those and just cook.
Next up, we have progression systems. Out of the big four, Zenless Zone Zero has the most flexibility and adjustable stamina consumption from resource acquisition activities, starting at 20 stamina and can be incrementally increased by 20 until you reach a cap of 100. This helps for players to finally manage their resources to get what they need without too much overflow when compared to the other games.
AKA you grind faster, which means you can build characters faster.
While on the topic of stamina flexibility, players are given 3 free attempts for weekly boss materials from Notorious Hunt, as well as
By the way, I want to say something about this because, like, literally, I'm gonna be honest, okay? Like, I like in my last conversation, I got some people like, "Oh my gosh, did you not know that you can like keep going and get more every time?" First thing, I want to address this right now. Yo, duh. Okay, like obviously I haven't been playing the game that much. I didn't know that. Okay, all right, I admit that. Number two, that thing was never a thing. When in the beginning of the game, before whatever patch they added it in, which I think was a patch where they like rehauled the whole thing. It was 3 and then done for the week. It wasn't no 3 and then keep going. It was 3 then done. Obviously, if I didn't really need more because I grinded ahead of time like a regular person would for like extra characters, then obviously I wouldn't know that. Number three. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna be honest. I think the system is still a dumb system in the first place because you can go all the way to the max level, which I think is like them being at level 80 or 90 or some dumb stuff like that, and they still give you one of the things. At that point, I might as well go down to level 50, do one, and then smack it through. Yes, I know the main difference is that it's different, like different other of the other rewards are different. But bro, if I want to grind just to grind that, literally you just beat it at level 40. You just one shot that thing. Okay?
an additional
I had to say that because like last video, youngest was heated that I just didn't know this. I'm sorry, I don't watch the live streams because they ain't in English in my opinion. Or if they are now, I don't know. I can care less, okay? I can care less. Whatever.
4 boss drops purchasable from the Outpost Logistics every month. If that's not enough for you, there's always the option to spend stamina to attempt bosses as many times as you want without
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like I didn't know that at first, okay? My bad. But now I do. Right?
a weekly limit. When compared to the
Some people was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you didn't know this in the first place." Ew, little mega call up. Shut up, okay? Man, I tell you, some of them youngins eat, live, and breathe this game. I'm sorry, I don't. I gotta lie.
Big 4, ZZZ is the most generous with the ability to farm bosses
Hello, low race bait there. I'm sorry, guys.
for critical ascension materials for characters. As for the positives of the stamina system itself, players are given 80 additional stamina a day through the coffee shop,
That is true.
effectively giving players a 24-hour stamina total of 320, the highest of any of the big 4. There is also a reserve stamina system that caps out at 2,400, 10 days worth of stamina to consume. This is on par with Honkai Star Rail's stamina system, 5 times more than Wuthering Waves that has a 480 waveplate crystals storage, and Genshin Impact that has absolutely nothing. Wrapping up gear
I also think it's crazy Genshin still didn't get it, bro.
progression, I want to talk about free W engine options and drive discs.
To be honest, I think the W engines in this game, like for like characters, are actually pretty good because they don't really force you to rely on them. It's just to a point. Nowadays, they're starting to move in that direction of like, you probably want this, but at the same time, they still give you like, yeah, you can still use these though.
ZZZ has the most accessible free options for weapons, with resources dropping consistently from the free boss attempts every week.
Yeah.
It's the easiest of the big 4 to accumulate craftable weapon options. As for drive discs, there
And by the way, if y'all don't know, by the way, I'm sorry I didn't say this earlier. The big 4 literally is Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, ZZZ, which is Zenless Zone Zero. We watching it right now, and Wuthering Waves.
are plenty of opportunities to gather discs in ZZZ thanks to free attempts from weekly completions of Hollow Zero, as well as Hi-Fi Master copies from the free weekly boss
Which
fight
you can get a
attempts.
lot of.
For disc building itself, there is no substat variance when leveling drive discs, ensuring a minimum guarantee of value when leveling stats on your drive discs. This greatly helps to alleviate a layer of RNG that other games suffer from, where even if players roll the substat they want, they could still be screwed over by low stat rolls. Crafting discs themselves is also incredibly customizable thanks to the ability to pick disc sets, as well as the ability to craft in singles or bulks of 10, as well as the fact that you
And 30 may seem like a lot, but it's really not. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like I barely play this game and I always like have about like 100, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like one time I had like I think one time I had 300 like of those things. And bro,
You can craft randomly for pieces 1 through 6 in a set, or spend double the resources to craft for a specific disc number. ZZZ's main stat selector resource, the tuning calibrator, is also given out to players the most through event content than the other selector items among the big four. To put this all together, ZZZ has a great collection of additions and features in its progression that helps to alleviate common pain points players might find in other gacha games. Here's some additional things that I couldn't consolidate into a specific category. The endgame content options of Deadly Assault and the Battle Tower offers a greater variety of gameplay when compared to the competition, with the Battle Tower in particular offering a permanent mode and a time-limited mode that gets overhauled throughout the year to offer more up-to-date content offerings to spice things up. I know I recently posted a video voicing my dissatisfaction with roguelike modes in gacha games, but I got to give credit where credit is due, and Hollow Zero, in its more recent iterations, has greatly improved, offering more options for gameplay through the investigation strategies, unique character gear, and the ability to trial certain characters weekly the player might not own. The bangaboo in the world of ZZZ,
which is great because it means that they don't give you a FOMO like, oh my gosh, you can't beat this kind of in-game challenge because you don't have these characters you should have bought. Oh, my bad. And I was like, yeah.
Make for great mascots with such a wide variety of designs and aesthetics, and their animations in combat are always a joy to see. The character tutorials are much better than its competition, which just throws a wall of text at you and doesn't help players come to grips with the character they're trialing. In ZZZ, you're given a video to contextualize the character's playstyle that is followed up with the player being tasked to complete the action in question. For most characters, this repeats 1 or 2 additional times, then you are given the chance to fight a handful of mobs to play around with them. The Godfinger arcade is honestly underappreciated, and I wish more people would give credit for the mini-games on offer, as well as I'd hoped for more games to be added in future content updates. The last thing I want to bring up is the differences in ZZZ's banner system, with the A-rank agents on Raid Up being limited to 2 when compared to the competition when there's usually 3 characters on Raid Up, which tends to make it harder for players to accumulate copies of specific characters. I would also like to call attention to the pity counter, which is something none of the other big 4 do, as well as
facts. I don't get why. Well, I get why. I think it's literally because like if you know how many you close to, it'd probably be harder for you to like spend money. I guess I don't know, but like I love that they have a counter.
Something for new players, where the beginner banner is merged with the standard banner. This helps new accounts to reach the selectable S-rank agent at 300 pulls a lot sooner than the competition, thanks to the aforementioned 50 beginner banner pulls contributing to the standard selectable counter. All these things come together to make Zenless Zone Zero the game that it is today, and what helps it to stand out among all the other gacha games it's competing with. It's energetic, it's chaotic, it's fun. There is passion to be found in ZZZ, and its development team has a track record of being willing to take feedback into account and making changes to improve the game within the first year of its post-launch development.
Like literally they were like, oh, we built this game around the TVs, but y'all said y'all don't like them, so we're gonna remove them all. Okay, see you later, guys. Bye. But like what? Like what? Since when? Since when? Like we've been complaining about stuff the Genshin devs for so long, and they just like. So anyway, yeah.
And with the quality of version 2.1, I look forward to bigger and better updates to keep things going.
Yup.
And with that, I have said all I really wanted to about what Zenless Zone Zero does better when compared to the other gacha games it's competing with in this space. I'd also like to quickly give appreciation to the ZZZ community that does their best to bring everyone together. I've been enjoying my time recently with other creators I share the space with, and look forward to working together to create a better community for a game we all enjoy.
Hey, I'm down to be in that community. Hit me up, gang. Let's go.
But until then, this has been Arikado Zodan, and I'm clocking out.
What is that? Arikado Zodan. Hey yo, go follow this man, bro. W video. Like I ain't gonna lie, W video. Like hit him with subscribe, hit him with like I usually like the video. To be honest, I like the videos after I like do all this stuff because yeah. But anyway, other than that, W video, I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to give it a like, bro. Like ZZZ is one of the best games. I don't know, y'all don't understand. I don't know what y'all don't understand, bro. ZZ is one of the best games, gang. It's one of the best games. But anyway, other than that, I'll see y'all guys in the next one. I know we got a little in a interrupted in the middle of the video, but it's whatever. Y'all know I finish it regardless. Oh my gosh, I hit my mic. But I love you guys. Make sure you guys follow me on twitch.tv at twitch.tv/GBS_Playz. Find me there playing ZZZ, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Weathering Waves, Nikkei, so much Gacha games, so many regular games, like Outlast coming next month, bro. We in there. But anyway, other than that, I love all you guys. If y'all want to support the channel, it's like just like the video and subscribe. It really just help out a lot. It's free. If y'all want to support financially, link in the description, or just hit that channel membership. I like either or. Other than that, I love you guys. And thank you. Thank you for everything. And peace out.